So we now have an initial DHS review of the Alex Preddy shooting, and it reveals that 2 federal officers fired their weapons at the scene, but it makes no mention of some of the claims we heard from Trump officials in the immediate aftermath of Preddy's killing. In particular, the statement by DHS Secretary Kristi Noem that the 37-year-old ICU nurse was brandishing a gun. MS Now's Michael Schnell has more on that review. Also with us, former Assistant Chief Counsel to ICE, Veronica Cardenas. So, Michael, take us through more of what this review says.
Yeah, Chris, as you mentioned, this is a preliminary review from CBP's Office of Professional Responsibility, but still the most extensive federal accounting we have received to this date of that fatal shooting of Alex Preddy over the weekend. I want to take you through the report because there are a number of discrepancies between what's written and what we've heard from some administration officials. It essentially goes through the shooting minute by minute, writing that officers had tried to take Preddy into custody after they attempted to move him and another woman out of the roadway. They were then pepper sprayed, and then, quote, a struggle ensued, according to the report. An officer then yelled he's got a gun multiple times, and 2 federal agents fired shots. Now, after the shooting, a Border Patrol agent had said they had possession of Preddy's firearm. But notably, what the report doesn't get into, Chris, is when exactly Preddy's firearm was retrieved. There are video clips that show that it may have been taken, and looks like it was taken at the same moment as someone yelled gun. Also, this report does not reflect the way that administration officials, including Secretary Noem, have described Preddy during that incident. Take a listen to what the secretary had said. You could see some differences between that and the report.
This individual went and impeded their law enforcement operations, attacked those officers, had a weapon on him and dozens of rounds of ammunition, wishing to inflict harm on these officers, coming brandishing like that and impeding their work that they were doing.
Now, Chris, again, this is just a preliminary report from CBP. We're expecting more information in the days and weeks to come. But as we continue this fallout from this weekend's fatal shooting, already a number of very key questions rising to the surface.
Without a doubt. Thank you for that. Veronica, as a lawyer, the fact that this report doesn't mention Preddy brandishing a weapon, also doesn't mention that he meant to massacre law enforcement, as we just heard was claimed. I mean, look, it's all what we can see watching the videos, but having it in writing in a DHS report, is that important?
It is very important. It's the first step, but this is just a continuation from what we saw with Renee Good. In that case, the statements didn't match. There was a lot of missing information, and the administration jumped to conclusions prematurely. They did the same thing the second time around, jumped to conclusions prematurely. We saw Stephen Miller state that this is what CBP told them. So the fact that there is this report, it is a good start, but there's so much other things that can be done that this administration is failing to do, and the reason why is very unclear. It's probably because they want to control the narrative. They have not allowed state and local officials to investigate this crime. The state and local officials have a judicial order to prevent them from destroying evidence. Whether or not they'll ever see that evidence is still left in the air. So it's a good start, but there's still so much more that needs to be done.
Well, let's talk about what did happen, and that is President Trump replacing Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino with the border czar Tom Homan as the point man in Minneapolis. It's supposed to be a reset, but is that how you see it, or what are you watching for?
I see this as a change without any actual real change. It's not a material change. With Renee Good, that was not a CBP officer who killed her. That was an ICE officer. And so what I'm looking for is, are there going to be changes to the policies that are allowing this to happen? Again, the distinction where ICE should be patrolling is extremely important. Their jurisdiction is over non-citizens. They are not capable of patrolling and doing this mass deportation, going out on the streets and trying to curtail people's First Amendment rights, trying to protect or trying to limit observers in this area. And so there has been no fundamental change in the policy. And we're seeing the exact opposite. Just last week, this administration stated that officers can now break into people's homes without warrants, which totally contradicts the Fourth Amendment.
Michael Schnell, Veronica Cardenas, thank you both.